messages like this are so important because domestic
Yeah,
violence is a reality that is
yeah,
happening every day. In the lockdown, there was news about how violence has increased.
yeah.
Domestic, and which I think is really is extremely pathetic. It's really sad that it continues to be right. In this, adding to this discussion, Vidya, we have over the past few years discussed about how not every film needs to have a message, but
Yeah.
when you take up subjects like this, your films have to be responsible because of the country that we are in. We're easily influenced by what we watch, whether you're showing violence, whether you're showing violence by the hero that can sort of be look inspirational and be attractive. So the casual misogyny and violence on screen, and we've repeatedly been questioned as to we need to change how the films that we are making. Natkat adding to the narrative further, I think. What do you have to think about this? What do you have to say about this?
No, I really think that, of course, films influence people, but it's a very peripheral influence. There are many more influences that are stronger. Especially is hugely influenced first by the family, then by the friends, and your society, then the school, the educational institutions you go to. Fa- Television, media, films are still, I'd say, peripheral influences. And I believe that films are a reflection of reality. Now, there is a difference between glorification of misogyny. I think everyone is so um, wanting to be so politically correct that I think that is also curbing freedom of expression. You know, for example, I'll come back to a film that was hugely controversial last year, huge success, Kabir Singh.
Kabir.
Everyone told me it's really misogynistic, it's really glorifying, um, you know, chauvinism. Um, but when I watched the film, point is that there are people like that in the world, and it tells the story of one such person. Are we not going to tell their stories, therefore? I think it's great if you see the story and that repels you. And hope that's the reaction that the audience has. But there are people who will watch it also and who may enjoy it, and to each his own. I'm not saying you're feeding into their fantasy. Maybe you are by making films like this, but are we? I think we should be able to tell all kinds of stories, and hopefully there'll be a day when something that is misogynistic to this extent will get rejected by the audiences. But if it is finally a filmmaker's vision. If he or she wants to tell a particular story, they should be allowed to tell it the way they want to tell it. It makes me uncomfortable, I won't watch it. That's it. But I can't I think we're, increasingly there's an environment of, telling each other what is right. And I have a problem with that. For me, he's not a hero. That's the
But
difference.
the problem
Because
is
I looked at him and said, I of course called up Shahid and said, what a fantastic performance. Because for someone who comes from our world to be portraying that with conviction I think just as an actor, it's fabulous. Do I agree with him in terms of his values, in terms of his outlook, in terms of the way he sees women? Not at all. I hated him.
yeah.
But I give everyone that to reject it now. See, for example, there was a time when we would have item numbers in every film. Today, where are the item numbers? Those things have changed. So, I think there is a process of sifting through because there is more awareness, this conversation about, how men and women are equal and how women should not be objectified, the male gaze, all of that. That is an ongoing conversation. And that is, filtering through or rather, sorry, coming through the content we're seeing today, increasingly.
Watch E-Town News Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. only on Zoom.